basketball when they've added Buddy Hield and replaced Clay. Buddy Hield is actually playing defense for like one of the first times in his career. He has
Buddy Hield.
Dude, he has the motivation to play defense now, and he's always shot the ball so damn well. So I think that I think that addition's a lot bigger than what people give anything credit for.
Yeah.
My pick tonight is Warriors. I think they're hand Cleveland the first losses.
All right, welcome everybody. It's so funny watching that intro, just like how different we can look. You know, Trey had his
you got to change that.
Caster, and
you got to redo the intro video. That's terrible.
Yeah. No, you got to keep that for good now.
I know it's like now,
for posterity,
just hold it over his head. So, but here we are. Welcome. We're missing Tommy. He had a little work issue. Sometimes we actually have to work. But here we are, and excited for another week. We might have a guest join us, a guest winner, first non-winner of the four of us. Hopefully Nerf can make it. He showed us up last week, but first thing we got to get out of the way, man. Josh just is salty. He is salty. Why are you salty, Josh?
I didn't do my homework. Forgot to submit my picks, and I just want everybody to know week 5 I came away as the non-Cale Pearson winner, and I just I got too excited. I was just celebrating the whole time and forgot to make my picks.
Oh man,
I love it.
Oh, that's
I'm here for it.
Hurtful. Yeah, I know. Now Trey and I are because I've had 2 rough weeks, man, in a row. Like the week you won. Let me grab those up and
see. Now the pressure's on for me, Josh. I can't mess up. I can't miss a week because
Trey, you're right there. I'm
gonna add Nerf in. He's here. He has no camera yet, but we'll see how he looks. Nerf, if you can hear us, let us know.
Hey, I can hear you. I'm trying to see here if I can go on my mobile phone. I don't know what's going on with my camera here in the office.
Yeah, you should be able to. StreamYard actually has an app you can download, and then you can definitely do it on your phone.
Yes,
super sweet. Let me try right now. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go.
All right. Ooh, I thought I just shut us down, but I just minimized this. That would have been bad. Wouldn't be the first time
I've done that live. I've done that before.
Yeah. Oh, here he comes. He's coming back in.
I've done that before. There we go.
Nerf, it's working. It's working. How's it going, guys?
There it is.
Good.
What's going on there?
Yeah, turn it sideways, and we'll get a horizontal picture. There you go.
Let's see. Hold on one sec here. Let me do this.
Oh yeah, turn the lock screen off. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Look at that.
Looking like a pro.
Little
our first,
but that's okay.
Yeah, our first guest on the show. Look at this.
Yeah.
First guest winner. Congrats, man. Nice job last week.
Now he's locked
Thank
up.
you. I've been taking up interviews at different NBA teams, so we'll see if anybody hires me. We'll see.
For your,
I think I have it down pat now.
There's some teams that could really use your help. I'm sure. There's some teams that have only won 2 games already for this year.
I know.
Yes. Yeah. We'll see what happens, but it's been fun to watch. Just kind of something on the side to see how. That competitive spirit, you're like looking, trying to make the picks, trying to make the right pick, even though it's, you're not making, crazy money or anything. You're just doing it for the fun of it. It's still
just to rub it in Josh's
feeling.
Face. That's all we're here for, is just to make him feel bad about it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh didn't show up for practice last week. It didn't work out.
I know.
Yeah, so we were talking about that Nerf. So Josh won the week before. We didn't have it because of Thanksgiving. First, what did you say? First non-Cale Pearson winner. And then the next week he was so excited he forgot to do his homework.
Yep. It happens, man. Nerf. If you want, you may as well just go ahead and repeat it. It apparently is good luck for somebody else to earn their chance to win.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Nerf, where are you from?
We'll see. It's looking. Yeah, I did actually throughout as a kid, growing up, middle school up here in Canada, we got middle school, we got elementary, and also high school. I also played for Western Canada back in the day, and for Alberta for the province. So I took it seriously. As a kid growing up, you're always like, I have dreams of becoming the next whoever, right? For me growing up, of course, I was kind of, in between the Michael Jordan and the LeBron James era. So for me, I had the best of both worlds. I do remember the old school, Stockton and all the guys playing. So I had hoop dreams growing up. I want it, but it's hard work. It's next level to like that. The amount of stuff you have to go through to become that level of an athlete is next level. So, but I loved it. I loved playing basketball, going to tournaments, visiting different states and provinces, and it was a lot of fun, and we had really good teams growing up. We got a chance to play against a lot of different teams. We played against one Australian representative team. They were called the Sydney Siders. And I remember we were all thinking we were tall at 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and their starting lineup, their point guard was 6'11". And it was at halftime it was 92-36 for them. Man. You could imagine,
that's painful.
You can imagine.
Yeah, that's
very painful.
Yeah.
Very painful.
Well, I had the chance to play. Very fortunate to play in college, and it really is like a job. I mean, it's at least 3 hours a day, plus watching film, going on trips, homework on the road, on the bus. I mean, it was definitely a lot of work, but it was also there's nothing like it. It was incredible.
But you'd go back in an instant and do it again, right?
Oh, and dude, if I could go back with that body and that athletic ability, I would definitely do it. I wouldn't go back now; it'd be pretty embarrassing. But if I could go back to that time, I definitely would do it again, without a doubt. I mean, getting to play, I got to play in a national championship. I mean, there's just moments that are so rare and so few people get to do it. I'd 100% I'd go back and do it. I mean, wouldn't think twice.
Awesome. So Nerf, what was your what were you good at? Were you a shooter? What were you?
For me, I was a shooter. I still am a shooter to this day. I have that European touch, that 3-point touch.
But Euro step.
I have the Euro step under control, all that stuff growing up. But the thing is, I was always put in because of my height. I was always put into a situation where I'm either the number 4 or 5 position, and that's kind of where I kind of spent most of the time, was getting beat up in the paint. So every time the point guards or the wings would miss, I would be the guy cleaning up the boards or fighting for possession or repossession, that is rebound, stuff like that. So that was kind of my thing growing up. But now, as I'm older, for me, playing in the city league and things like that here where I live in Windsor, Ontario, it's all shooting, right? We're all just kind of okay, I'm going to step back here and I'm going to wait for the ball, just to protect my knees and my ribs and stuff. So.
Well, and I'll tell you, that's something to talk about, because you guys saw this. The Lakers obviously got blown out, and there was a segment of the game where there were 2 minutes of just going up and down the court, chucking threes, and there's a lot of comment on Twitter why this isn't even watchable. And I hate that. It looks like an all-star game, just not good.
I hated that clip.
I know that clip does a bad name.
People just barking up a job. Yeah, it's so bad. And I mean, all you got to do is look at the scores these days, that people are just much better scored. That was just a bad 2.5-minute clip. That's all, And first of all, the Lakers are not really known for their 3-point shooting, but compared to 20 to 30 years ago, teams were putting up 20 to 30 more points in a game. So I don't know, man. It's just people on Twitter being trolls.
Yep.
Well, is it because they're better, or because no one's playing defense anymore, or because they can't hand check?
I don't think that's the case, man. I really don't. I actually just think that these guys are just that much of better scorers and athletes now at this point. I'm big believer in that.
It's kind of like golf. If you look at golfers now, golfers are all athletes for the most part. It used to be there was 1 or 2 athletes, and everybody was just guys that just sat around on the couch, but they were good at golf. Now everyone's an athlete, and there's only 1 or 2 that are out of shape people on the PGA Tour. The NBA seems to be the same way. More people have more skills.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, I've seen guys where I've even in the city league, guys that never played professionally, but because of their athleticism, I'll have my elbow in between their eyebrows, and they're still making the shot. Like literally, that's how athletic and how precise they are at the jump shot. So I mean, I could only imagine how it is in the NBA, like how good some of these guys are, like athletically. So
I mean, Klay Thompson would absolutely clean up in the 90s. I'm just saying.
You don't think he'd get locked down by John Starks pestering him like you had other people?
Not at all. Nerf, since you're from Canada, is SGA the best Canadian player ever?
I mean,
we lose him.
No, he's just.
We got to give Nash. We got to give Nash some love. We got to give Nash some love. I mean, even though I'm not a Nash fan per se, just on that level, I definitely think we got to give him some love. But the way he can separate the defender when he has the ball, it's unbelievable. The way SGA separates the defender when he has it. Like, look at just the game the other night last night against the Raptors. It's one step. It takes him one step to separate and give himself shooting space. That's hard to find. That's really hard to find. So
yeah, he's having a heck of a season.
I don't know.
His ability to go by people too. I forget, it was a game I was watching last week. I mean, he just going by people. It doesn't matter, left, right.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I think of SGA, I think of what a steal he was, in my opinion, to get with that Paul George trade. You know, it's like the Clippers gave him up. You know, and I'm just like, he's a freaking one of the best players. I mean, it's remarkable. But you know, there's a million stories like that on trades. You know, it's like somebody's on the bench buried and they go somewhere else and they flourish. So
hey, front offices are just like teams. Some of them suck. It's just not good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Josh, who would win, Antetokounmpo or Mr. Bob Cousy in a one-on-one?
Come on, man. Bob Cousy's not. No, we're not.
Looks like it's cutting out there.
Giannis would win. That's not even that's a terrible.
Yeah, he's too big and strong.
Yeah, he's way too big.
Dude, without a doubt. And to your point, Josh,
he doesn't have to take one jumper.
And to your point, Josh, I think back to the 90s and you think of those teams and like Bill Laimbeer would never have been able to, even if he tried, he probably couldn't have become a 3-point shooter or a outside player, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys they just didn't have the ability to do it, you know?
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll highlight the standings real quick. And so Josh won week 5. Nerf came on because he won last week on a tiebreaker. I got a new computer, so I can't share my screen. I didn't give it permission, or I'd have to quit and reopen. So I'll just talk about where we're at. So Trey and I are literally tied
neck and neck.
And I'll see if the only reason while you're doing this.
Yeah, the only reason I'm in first is I'm 7 points better on the tiebreakers, which is kind of crazy. It's like you have 6 weeks of games. You have the exact same win-loss ratio, and we're 7 points apart on. And you know what, Trey, what it reminds me of? It's that week 1 pick where you were stuck in the 90s and you lowballed the total.
I did. I totally did. I totally.
Here, I can add this. I got to add this to stage for you guys. So there it is.
There it is right there. Yeah, no, I was totally in the 98-92 realm of scores. Just in naturally I just went to like 190, 195, and it messed me up. I'm back on it now. I'm at like the 224, 223 type thing. So we're getting closer. Yeah,
this is good. About 50%.
Yeah, and that's with week 1. We all had 25 losses or whatever it was.
That's right. We're all climbing out of the gutter.
Except for Josh has 50 losses now.
Look, the fact that I'm at 45% missed a whole week, I'm good with that. I'm happy with where I'm sitting.
If you think about it, you got 80 wrong. I'm sitting at 70 wrong. You only have 10 wrong more than me, and you missed an entire week.
Yeah. I know.
I don't care.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'm here for it all day.
I don't care either. I just see our name at the top. That's all I see.
That's right. That's all that matters. Yeah. That's funny.
I think that person at 13 and 113, I think they need to do some soul searching.
Yeah.
Well,
if you come in late to it, it gives you losses for every week you didn't pick. So
yeah,
that's usually what it is.
Oh, yeah.
But next year we'll start everybody on time. We'll have it. We'll have
and I think
I was late.
I'll change the point too, so it doesn't give you a negative for a loss, so we can see what our true picks are. Because but I can't change it now that we started it. But
no problem.
Going to the weeks there. So here's where Josh won on a tiebreaker. J Money. So you switched.
My bad.
So week 5 is the week you won. Yeah. J Money is my baby broker. He just doesn't know how to count yet more than 57. So he put 57 for total points. He didn't quite understand the assignment, I guess. No, he said he fat fingered it or something. I don't know, but
maybe he thought this was the NHL.
Yeah, there you go. Or
I don't know, man. But was he trying to do 157? Was he trying to do 257? Because
he said he was trying to do 257.
Man, that's aggressive.
Yeah, I was like, dude, 130 to 127 or something. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to get.
See, I'm getting better. I'm at 225 there. I'm getting better. My numbers are getting closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I had a tough week.
You're coming into the 2020s.
I'm getting there, dude. Just give me.
You could even see my kid did it. He beat me. He's ENP. He beat me that week. So he was one game better than I was, which isn't a surprise, but he doesn't watch the NBA. He definitely knows the game a little bit better. Speaking of that, so we have our first game tonight. So I'm super pumped. He's getting I've seen a couple of you guys, Josh and Trey, some of the love that he's getting preseason, talking about, IMC is our division or our, whatever you call it, division conference. And he's getting some love for, preseason player of the year. And actually getting mentioned in the small group of 5A, which is our classification.
He's a baller, dude.
It's just, yeah.
He is.
So
if he, what we're going to have to do just to really level up the show is whenever he's picking his college, we're going to have the hats on our live here and have Ian.
Yes, we are.
Announce it to LinkedIn.
That's right.
That'd be so awesome. Yeah. We gotta get some offers first, but yeah, we'll definitely do that. But we got we'll be up in Portland tonight, so we're gonna take off here a couple hours, head up there, and it's actually a pretty tough game. So we're, depending on the poll that you look at, we're 3rd to 5th in the state. We're playing a team that is an up and coming team. Coaches poll, they were 12th, but some people have them as high as top 5 as well. They have some athletes. They're definitely going to be more athletic than us. But we flat out play a full court press that it just messes people up. So lots of steals and lots of layups and stuff. So
it's exhausting to have to continually work to bring the ball down the court.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you can do it, man, it's incredible. That's for sure.
And we've got enough kids that we've got the depth now. We can just throw bodies at them. Whereas years past, you got 6 or 7 kids, it's hard to play that style.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, that's not what we're here for, but I'm excited for that. But what about, we talked about the Lakers a little bit, they are, I don't even know. I'm a fan, but I'm just like, did they just totally forget how to play basketball all of a sudden?
I don't know, man. It's a good question.
What's going on with them?
Well, LeBron's injured a little bit. He's got a sore foot. He played deep into the fourth quarter of a game they were not even in the game. He kept playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I love JJ Redick. I just wonder if some of it is just getting used to the new system, new coaching. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with them, but it's quite interesting. I feel like they've got a really talented squad, but
I feel like it's the Lakers. It's been this way since they won the championship in the bubble. It's like they have all this talent and all this ability, but they're just not able to get it done.
Yeah, it's definitely how it feels. That's early in the season still.
The scores here. You know who I thought was going to be better for them after his insane run in Miami was Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was in Miami, I don't know if you guys really remember what which Miami just seems to do this with anybody that they draft. But like Gabe Vincent was legit as a guard, and one of the better guards in the playoffs whenever he was playing for them. And then Lakers picked him up, and honestly, I was not happy about that because I don't like the Lakers. And yeah, he's not really doing much. I mean, I'm looking at the stuff here, and like his plus minus is bad. His field goal percentage doesn't seem fantastic. I don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I thought maybe with a different coach that you wouldn't have these players that were good elsewhere and kind of go there and sometimes just disappear. And I don't know if it's the LeBron effect. He's not as high as usage, as he has been in years past, but still pretty high. And then you got Anthony Davis. You really have to be great with those two with just catch and shoot. And going back to Dalton Connect that we talked about a few weeks ago, I think he's the perfect player for that system to play with those guys because he's like a Clay. Just throw him the ball and he'll shoot it up.
Yeah.
But if guys need the ball in their hand to be good, it's a tough place to play. So
it is. I mean, it's definitely a LeBron effect, and they've also not drafted outside of Connect. And I can't remember if they drafted Austin Reeves or not, but they've also missed on a good amount of draft picks. I feel like for guys that just have not fully panned out, and like Jalen Hood-Schifino I'm surprised he's honestly still on the team. Like I've seen some pretty bad clips of him. And yeah, I don't know, like just some of these guys you would think would step up a little bit more, but I do think part of it is the LeBron AD, just those guys are going to get 30 plus shots in the game. And, if you go 0 for 3, like I think D'Angelo Russell's pretty good, but he's always kind of the scapegoat of that team. And I'm not backing him and saying he's fantastic, but I feel like with all the LeBron teams in his history, whether it's D'Angelo Russell or whether it's Kevin Love or Chris Bosh, even like a lot of those guys sometimes kind of get the brunt of why a LeBron team loses versus LeBron. But
yeah,
just my take as a Steph fan.
Yep. As great as he is, it's there's the pluses and minuses of it, right?
Yeah.
Nerf, what do you think about the Lakers?
You know what? Lakers killed my dreams back in the Robert Horry days because I'm a Kings fan. So I still live in that nightmare scenario where Horry is shooting that top of the key 3, and I cried like a little baby when that happened. So I still have a animosity towards them, even though this is a completely new generation of players. So with that being said, hopefully the Kings go far this year. Hopefully the Cavs go far, and hopefully the Lakers will finish 9th. Hopefully.
Big shout out, man.
I can appreciate it, man. I can appreciate it.
But Robert Horry lives in my head still to this day. That shot, crazy. It was like a Michael Redd shot. It was literally from back here, like way back here. Nobody could block that.
Yeah. So, on a tip out too,
Yeah, on a tip out. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I was screaming at the wall, at light, at everything. I was screaming at my fish. I had 2 fish in a fish tank.
He's getting like PTSD over here.
Yeah, I know. We better stop talking about this.
I'm trembling right now.
Love it.
What about the Bucks? What are you guys' opinion? Are they back, or are they they're moving up in the standings?
There's no fight in that team. There's no fight in that team. They need fight.
I feel like they're kind of catching their stride though, which sometimes it just takes a while just to figure out who you're going to be, and maybe the fight will come a little bit later on. I mean, you don't want to spend too much emotional energy. It's a long season. So maybe they have the fight in them, but they're just not displaying it just yet. They're just trying to get the chemistry right, but they're definitely playing well right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw they just got Middleton back.
And that's why I'm a freight broker and not an NBA coach.
Like, dive on the ground. What are you doing? Take a charge.
Yeah.
All the things we had to do to play,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see Middleton's back too. I don't know at what strength, but that'll certainly help too.
Yeah.
One the one thing that I always look at is like these teams after they win the championship, you're just not as hungry typically, you know, minus like a Tom Brady, who's always like the next one's the one that's the most important or the best one for him.
Yeah.
I mean, the human psyche and the psychology of that is just so powerful. It's like you have this ultimate goal that you want to win and get there, and then you do. And how do you stoke that fire and just create that lifelong goal over and over after you've already done it? And you know, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's why it's hard to repeat.
Yeah. There's something to be said about that, because like sometimes those people are like Jordan. I mean, they're to a fault competitive where they can't even enjoy just being with people. Everything's got to be competitive. But there's something about them that it's not about the money. It's not even about, I think, the accolades that come with it. It's just about hitting that goal. All they want to do is climb the mountain again. They're so obsessed with it. It's crazy, you know. And I often say this, like, those people are great if you're trying to build a world-class championship organization or team, right? Because they'll take everybody with them. But they're terrible at a lot of other things. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There's a price to be paid for greatness. If you want to be great in business, there's a price to be paid. Unfortunately, and I hate this, for most of these athletes, it's family. They lose their family. I hate that. But they're obsessed with it, that for the organization, they just want to keep winning. They're never satisfied. They want to keep winning. It's hard to do both. Even Tom Brady, we thought he had a great family life.
Yeah.
And then I think that shocked me when that didn't work out, because it seemed like they were pretty happy. It seemed like things were good. And then that didn't work out.
I would have never thought.
What's that?
Yeah, I never would have thought that with Brady and stuff. You never know. So
yeah, you never know. But that one really shocked me. But there's definitely a price to be paid. But man, like, those guys are so intense. It's just rare. That's why, you know, the Tiger Woods of the world, you just don't see that. I mean, even Jordan Spieth had a run. It's over. Justin Thomas had a run. It's over. You know, like those runs were small. Scotty Scheffler's on a heater right now. How long is that going to last? You know, I mean, if it doesn't last 10 years, he's not even close to Tiger. You know, I mean, Tiger, like, you look at those stats that talk about how many weeks he has to be number one to catch Tiger, and it's insane. It's like he's got to be number one for like 8 years straight now just to catch him. Like, who's going to do that? Nobody's going to do that, you know?
Yeah.
It takes such a special person to do that. And it's very, very rare. The rest of these guys are trying to bounce life, trying to be a dad, maybe just getting tired. Maybe just, you know, they're running on talent. Think about how much these guys were able to run on talent for a long part of their lives. You know, talent gets you a long ways in sports. If you have the height, if you have the athletic ability, you can get a long ways. You know, and still not have that competitive fire, that drive. I talked to you.
No, that's good. No, you were on one, but I think you were spot on, because you see it with how many number one picks are great, and then they just fizzle out. I mean, I always think of Andrew Wiggins, as great as he can be, and he's made a great career, but, you know, he's in a situation with the Warriors that in the last couple of years, you know, some unfortunate life stuff has happened for him. And they were able to work around that. But if he was at a lesser organization, would they put up with it?
No,
probably not.
You know? So,
probably not.
Speaking of the Warriors, I was watching the Nuggets game the other night, and I'm like, I just feel like this game, they're going to lose this game, because I think they'd lost 7 in a row and like 10 of 12 or 10 of 11 or whatever, and they ended up losing it. The Nuggets just own the Warriors right now. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Jokic is a big reason why, but
good, man. It's so good.
Yeah, it is interesting when you see you know, some of these teams that there's just a matchup problem. I mean, that's what Josh, you and I talked about this before. Like, a lot of the NBA is matchups. You know,
So much of it's matchups. Yeah. Warriors never do good against those teams with those bigs, and typically they're going to let them kind of roll. But Jokic is just kind of the perfect storm for them, where not only can he score, he can dish, he can shoot from outside, he can just body you inside. I mean, he's a terrible matchup for them. You know, really, no matter which big that they have in there. I mean, he's a mismatch for anybody. So, but
he creates space, right? He creates space. He's always pulling two guys towards him, and that's a recipe for success in the NBA, and that creates mismatches too. So,
or easy buckets. I mean, look at his stats this year. I mean, it's just as good as he is, he's getting better from a statistical standpoint. You know, it's nuts. So
it's wild. Yeah. Those things are that's pretty wild.
You guys want to talk about the NBA Cup? See where we're, we got all of our, A, B, whatever bracket winners that they talked about. So we're down to the final 8.
Yeah, let's go Hawks, man. Shout out to
can
Hawks
you put
the Bucks, by the way.
Can you put the bracket up there? By the way, can you throw it up? Sorry, Josh, keep going.
Yeah, Josh will put it up there.
Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, it's funny. You mentioned the Hawks. It's like the Cavs have like 3 losses, and 2 of them were in the NBA Cup games. All right, so there we go. So we got, if we're talking staying in the East, we got Bucks, Magic, and we got Knicks, Hawks. Yep. Nerf, you're our guest. What do you think in the East? Who moves on?
In the East, I'm wanting the Hawks just for the glamour of it all, but I think the Bucks got it.
So Bucks take it. Who do you have out of the Knicks and Hawks making it to the East Finals? Nerf, you have the Hawks or the Knicks?
I would have the Hawks.
Okay. So Hawks and Bucks, all right.
I'm gonna go Bucks and Knicks.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Just home court means a lot in this. So, but I could actually see the Magic pulling it off. I mean, they've been hot lately. But I'm still gonna go Bucks. They've been playing well in the bigger games. I think they'll get amped up for the big games. So I'll go and I'll take the Bucks to advance as well.
Those are solid picks.
Josh, what you got?
I've got Magic and Hawks, and I'm going Hawks to get to the championship. They're just built.
I'm not surprised with that. I know you're an Atlanta guy. I'm not surprised with that.
Look, they're fresh off breaking Milwaukee's big streak, and they're clicking right now.
They are. They're beating the good teams.
The Dyson Daniels guy is he's still playing well. It's not some kind of insanity run, and he's an offensive and he's a defensive player. And then I was watching a little bit yesterday. Their number 1 pick, Zach Richache. He's that guy's good, man. Like he can stop and pop. He can hit the 3. He can get to the bucket. He's one of those guys when he's underneath the basket, it's just like a really quick, like he's it's fast jumper, I guess you can say. Like he's getting up there quick and able to put it in. So, I mean, obviously, the Knicks are really good. They're stacked. I love their starting lineup. I think they've got arguably one of, if not the best starting lineup. But those boys in Atlanta are just built different.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. West, just carry the mic, Josh. What do you got out there?
Oh, that's tough. Thunder Mavericks is tough because, I mean, the Mavericks can be anybody. I'm going to say Thunder because SGA is just so good, man. He's a walking 30 piece. Like the guy is just literally almost guaranteed to give you 30, and he does it looking like it just looks easy for him.
Yeah, it does.
So I don't know. It's hard for me to bet against him for everything that he can do, but it's also tough with Luka and Kyrie because those guys are, 2 of the probably top 3 closers in the league, in my opinion. But I'll take Thunder, and then Rockets are hot. They can easily win this, and they're tied for the 2nd seed in the West right now. They're being slept on, I think, big time in the whole league, where they've got some good young talent. They're obviously, I think, being led by coaching, but Warriors also have injuries, so I'm actually going to say Rockets. So I'll say Thunder Rockets in this one, and then let's go Rockets.
All right, I got Thunder's Warriors. I got Thunder's Warriors, and I've got Thunder coming out of this.
All right.
I'm gonna go Mavericks Rockets.
Okay. And who's your winner?
Mavericks. Mavericks.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Cal.
Thunder, for all the reasons you said. I mean, SGA to me is just unstoppable. They're at home. It's a home game. You know, they're wanting to prove themselves. I'm gonna go Warriors. The Warriors beat the Rockets last night without Steph, without Draymond. They went down in Houston early in the year and beat them again. You know, beat them. I know it's hard to beat the same team 3 times in a row, but you know, you just when the lights are bright, you know, champions, you know, that have proven it again and again, and you know, obviously Steph's gonna staff and he's just gonna do his thing. So I'm gonna take the Thunder, or not the Thunder all the way, but have Thunder play the Warriors, and then I'm gonna take the Warriors because that'll be a neutral game in Vegas, and then I'm gonna actually go with the Warriors to take the Bucks to take it all. Might be biased.
Warriors taking it all.
Yeah.
Kale, it's biased, but I love it, man. I'm all about it.
Mavericks taking it all.
Okay, I like it.
I got the Hawks taking it all.
All right, we got 3 different picks.
But we'll see what happens. All right, lock it in.
Trey, who was your overall winner?
So I'm gonna go Bucks, Thunder. I'm going 1 seeds. I think it's gonna be. I'll say this. I think this could be a definitive turning point in the season for the Bucks, where maybe Nurse starts to see they do have fight.
I hope so. I would like to. I'm okay with Milwaukee. I'm okay with them.
It's kind of nice to have something a little bit more competitive to play for in the middle of the season. I mean, I will say this, and Josh, you're going to hate this take. I will say this. I don't feel like they needed anything to play for in the middle of the season in the 90s. They played every night hard. I'm just going to throw it out there. Jordan played all 82 games his last season. You know, like
every night was a war in the 90s.
Every
100%.
night was a battle, man. It was a way of life back then, and they weren't making the money either. They you know, if you were making $1 million playing, that was pretty decent. And those guys were just getting after it all the time. So things have changed.
Yeah, but that's like making in today's inflation, it's like 80 million back then.
I don't know if it's that much, but it's definitely. I mean, you think about what Jordan made in his career. It's crazy to think of what he made from NBA. Obviously, he made plenty from shoes and endorsements and things, but he didn't make a whole lot. And his last couple seasons, I think he made like 25 mil each season, which was pretty crazy. But for a long time, he didn't make a lot of money on the basketball court.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the 90s,
he's doing just fine though.
Yeah, he's doing just fine.
First, he's a billionaire. He's okay. He's not going to go hungry. He can
give
us all
designed for him. He's good.
Yeah, he could give us all 10 million and not know the difference of his life, and we'd be set.
Yeah.
So we need that to happen.
I know, right?
We need that to happen.
Yeah. But even go back to the 90s, you got it was the Jordan rules with the Pistons. I mean, they just beat the crap out of them.
They did. You know, totally did.
So. All right, lock of the week, or not lock of the week. We got to go upset of the week.
Upset of the week.
Change that.
All right.
Upset of the week.
Upset. What do we have here? We got to pay attention to the odds again. Here, I can pull this. I can pull this up again if you want.
That's right. We need the odds.
Yeah, let me pull this up. So
I don't even remember who we picked 2 weeks ago. It's been so long.
We need to write these down. Someone needs to write them down.
I remember.
I'll write these down. I know mine didn't work. Whatever I pick is.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
Okay, my upset of the week this week.
I'm sharing the screen.
I'll throw this out. My upset of the week. Hopefully, it works with the betting numbers. Is Portland beating LA in LA?
That's the last game of the Sunday. So,
yeah. What are the odds?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Trey, name 2 players on the Portland Trail Blazers.
Without even looking, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm so
Scoot
out.
Henderson.
I'm so out.
Scoot Henderson, Jeremy Grant, Donovan Clingan, Anthony Simons.
And listen, I'll just be honest. I'm not going to watch nearly as much NBA until football season's over. Like listen, when you have a family, you have to allocate your sports watching time. All right. So I'm currently big on the NFL. I'm not that big on NBA yet until NFL season over. Then I'll start watching some more games and become more familiar with some of these teams I haven't followed in a while.
That's crazy. They don't even have the line yet on Sundays.
They don't. Pistons to beat the Knicks is the big one.
It's going to change in the next 2 games depending on what happens. I mean, if somebody gets injured, things like that.
True.
Right. So Pistons
Ray,
over.
Can you give us a quick
Knicks?
30-second blurb on the Chiefs almost losing to the Panthers?
Yeah. We're just toying with teams. We're not even showing our best plays. You know, we're trying things out. Listen, I equate this to Tiger Woods trying a crazy shot in a normal PGA tournament to see if he can pull it off in a major tournament. That's what they're doing, and they don't want to give away their best plays. They don't want film. Okay. They're not, highlighting Kelsey that much. They also don't have all their weapons back just yet. Pacheco just came back. They just put him into the lineup. They got left tackle issues that they addressed, so we'll see how that changes with Humphreys this week. So it's a combination of they're not showing off their best stuff, and they also don't have all their full strength just yet. All right, are we happy about it as
they don't play the Lions that often?
Yeah, we're not happy about it as a fan base, but they have earned the benefit of the doubt because they were the same way last year and they won the whole thing. So you know what? We're all pretty satisfied. 11-1, and people are talking about how terrible they are. What a great position to be in. What a great position to be in.
Yeah, that's
all right. And that's our 1 minute Chiefs talk. Back to
there you go. Back to the NBA. That's right.
You got for your upset. No, I was impressed by the Panthers. I mean, good for Bryce. I'm actually kind of
it was Bryce Young. Yeah, he played well. Yeah,
100%. Kale, who you got for your upset?
Man, looking at this, I think I'm gonna go San Antonio. Sacramento, San Antonio. Yeah.
Just a heads up, that says San Antonio without Wemby, I'm pretty sure.
Is it? Maybe I should.
How
come he's not playing?
I saw some injury report on him. Sore back. Too tall.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna withdraw my pick. That's the thing. There's so many injury designations you don't even know about unless you follow it so closely. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Philly is. I'm gonna go. Orlando's favorite. Never mind. I thought Orlando was a dog, but I'm gonna go Bulls taking Indiana.
Oh, you're picking Chicago.
Well, Tommy's not here, so we got to represent.
Someone's got.
I'm not gonna lie. That was gonna be my pick. They're on a 2-game win streak right now.
Yeah,
turning things around
against bad teams.
Yeah,
against bad teams.
But I swear, like Indiana's a team I have picked like so wrong with them all year long. So I might be way off, or I think Indiana's going to win. So I'm just going to pick the Bulls.
You're just going to take the George Costanza route, and I like it. That strategy is great. Whatever you think is right, do the opposite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's quickly becoming the Tommy Wardine strategy.
Yeah. Well, he almost won last week. So I mean.
Well, I'm kind of stuck between Detroit to beat the Knicks or the Hawks to beat the Nuggets. I feel like realistically, Hawks to beat the Nuggets probably because they're on a decent stretch here. So I'm gonna go Hawks over Nuggets.
It's a great pick, Nar.
There's realistically, realistically.
I hope it happens.
All right, Josh, you're last.
All right, I was actually gonna pick Chicago over Indy as well, but I'm not gonna do that since you did it, Kale. So I will go. I'm gonna assume Charlotte is an underdog to Cleveland, even though Cleveland's on the road. I mean, they only have 3 losses, so I'm gonna go Charlotte and say that LaMelo Ball gives them a 36 piece.
36, damn.
36 LaMelo.
It's pretty.
Is that 36 minutes or points?
That's 36 points.
Hey, since you just threw an obscure stat, did you guys anybody watch the Duck on Pat McAfee, the mascot, where they interviewed the Duck from Oregon, and he can't talk, so he just uses his whiteboard, and he put on there that snaps are not a stat for the Heisman for Travis Hunter, because the Duck is for Genty out of Boise State, and it's kind of like a mic drop moment for the Duck, throwing shade to Travis Hunter is pretty cool.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah,
It's funny.
Cool.
Sounds like Genty is going to win it.
I hope, man. That guy is a stud. I was looking at his stats this morning or yesterday. 7.8 yards per carry. Everybody knows he's going to run the ball. I mean, it's like he's going to run the ball. Their only loss was to the Ducks, and the Ducks barely beat them. On a last-second field goal.
Trey, you gonna come to Detroit for a little, Lions parade after they win the Super Bowl this year?
No, man, I'll let you have that. I've had enough parades in the last couple of years. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't keep going to this.
Nervous, frozen with his head back on my screen. That's funny. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm all paraded out, dude. It's been a lot.
Well, anything else before we got to get to word on the street?
Yep, we're heading out. We got Ramel Watley on the show today. We're gonna go prepare for that. In fact, he just jumped in studio, so I'm gonna head over there, and I will see you guys next week on the show.
All right, thanks everybody. See you next week.
See you guys.